Hey, what's up, everyone? It is your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. I know I'm terrible with consistency. Forgive me, I am ADD. Not ADHD, but ADD, but they lump it all together now. But, anyways, I am your girl, Miss Sophia the Diva. I'm the host of A Diva Disturbed, and we're coming to you live on this Monday night from Henderson, Nevada, aka Clark County, aka, let's just call it what it is, Las Vegas, baby. Anyway, I just thought I would hop on here because I did not get to do a Diva Disturb Friday Night Live. I was not feeling well all day Friday at all. And so I ended up sleeping most of the weekend. Um, I did get up and, shit. Actually, I didn't go anywhere this weekend at all. And I was going to try to go into the office this weekend, and I opted not to. I said, because the hardest part is over. So, in my industry, the way we work is we have to do what we call admin reviews. And almost every month, there's a stack of them to do. And it's intensive because I'm coming into this fresh and I'm unable to be like, okay, I know that's here. I know, no, I got to go research everything because I try to get it right the first time and then clean up whatever needs to be cleaned up because that's what you do, right? So anyway, I don't know, but overall, most of Friday, I just felt funky. And I was like, and my coworkers noticed too. So I said, I must be really like looking as bad as I feel. So I ended up just coming home and going to sleep. And I actually slept most of the weekend. I didn't go anywhere. Number one, because girl, Deep ain't got no money, honey. It's the weekend. Rent is paid. Amen. Praise the Lord. So we ain't going nowhere. Okay, we were absolutely not going anywhere. Because I was like, hey, even though the house still empty, but I am leaving Thursday to drive up to go get the rest of my stuff. And hopefully by Sunday, I will have everything moved in. I won't have everything set up, but at least I'll feel a little bit better about, because you can hear in my house, everything is just echoing, right? So, and I still don't have the remainder of my stuff that's still trapped in Georgia. But oh, look, here we go with this hair thing again. I swear I can't. I wonder, is there a way to change the look of this? Anyway, y'all, it is so much going on. How is everyone really doing out there? I know that some people who actually follow me and listen to me may be beneficiaries of the government, what people refer to as the welfare system, SNAP benefits. I don't understand the hatred and the outcry of particularly alleged taxpayers. And I say alleged because, baby, we don't know if you're really paying taxes or not, okay? The outrage and the assumption, and also getting assist from AI, making it seem as though Black women are the face of welfare. And that is not the case. The statistics show. But one of the things I had to tell myself the other day is that I cannot continue to engage or become enraged by people who choose to be ignorant, because ignorance is a choice. If you choose to listen to only one source, if you choose to only get one source of information, if you choose not to do the research and go down that rabbit hole and check for legitimate, I can't help you. I've been a professor. I'm a law school graduate. I've been a mentor, peer mentor to you. And I just said, I need to give up. Some people you just have to give up on, and I encourage everyone else to. But my thing is, what are we as a people are going to do to help one another during this time of crises? Because the federal judges have ruled that what this administration is doing is illegal and wrong, and that the funds should be released. Of course, I knew what court order, what rule of law, There is none in this administration because, quite frankly, when you allow a convicted felon to run for office or even continue to run for office, this is what you get: a country ran by people who all their lives have never liked coloring within the lines and just want to play like their entire life was a participation trophy. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Food insecurity is real. I'm so grateful that I grew up in a time when I just don't recall getting picked on for being part of the free lunch program. I mean, I am a graduate of Head Start. Oh my God, we had the best breakfast and lunch and snacks. Oh my God, it was great food. I remember I grew up in rural Mississippi for a time, and I was fascinated with the food stamps. I love seeing those colored coupons come out because I knew I was going to get what I wanted to eat. Okay, my grandmother and my great aunt. I also remember standing in line in right outside of the little town square in Mississippi and getting commodity cheese and butter and peanut butter. And there was no shame, I guess, because we all realized we were all in the same gang, and we are all here. But I never realized it was a sign of poverty or being poor. I didn't know until I pretty much got older. Hell, I don't think I really knew what food stamps really were about until college, maybe. When I went to go live with my mom and my stepfather, I remember having a little card to show that I was entitled to free lunch. Because although my parents were educated, and that's the other thing people don't realize, you can have all the education in the world, but depending on what career you choose, you may you may not even be able to afford to feed yourself. I remember in law school when this heifer would not let me get food stamps because she said they didn't want to give me food stamps because I was working on a second degree and therefore I was not entitled to food stamps. I said the reason why I'm even working towards a second degree is because I don't want to end up permanently on food stamps. Fortunately for me, someone was able to gift me some things, and I was, able to survive my first year before. Because what people don't realize, first year of law school, you are not allowed to work under the American Bar Association rules, especially at least at accredited universities. I don't even know if that system is still in place because I know that Angry Whigs administration took issue with the ABA being able to control certain things in the way lawyers are governed. I'll have to look it up, but there's something there. But anyway, you couldn't work your first year, so I'm like, I gotta hustle because I'm not gonna starve. I was going to law school on a wing and a prayer. I did not get a scholarship. I was waitlisted. But I ended up getting in and going to my undergraduate alma mater, and the rest is history. Did I practice? No. Did I ever get licensed? No. My ambitions were bigger than my bank account. Let's just say that. I really wanted to be an entertainment attorney, but I just didn't have the money, the resources, or even the backing of anyone. I didn't have benefactors, anything like that. Some people ask me, I'm almost, this coming year will mark the last year of my 40s. And my 40s, I'm looking forward to my 50s. My 40s have been throttled with many setbacks, and I'm tired of going through this period of trial and tribulations and always, not having enough. I can't be adventurous. I can't do the things I want to do. But I also recognize and realize that it's also a symptom of being ADD. I didn't realize, that there is a ADHD tax that we pay. So I've accepted that, and I'm trying to be more mindful about how I spend my money, how I save my money, that type of thing. That's why I did not go out this weekend. But of course, I only had $50 to my name, so I have to conserve that. But anyways, back to the topic at hand. We're talking about food stamps. There are people that work for the Department of Human Services that are on food stamps. Did y'all know that? social workers, all of that. So, it's just like, I don't know why people are upset. As many have pointed out, where is the outrage for these billionaires who get tax cuts? Where is the outrage for what is going on right now in Washington? While the people are suffering, they are eating cake. And I'm not saying that, I'm saying that in reverse, because Marie Antoinette said, oh, the people that, Mademoiselle, Queen, the people are starving, let them eat cake. C'est la vie. And that's kind of the approach. I mean, they had a great Gatsby party down in Mar-a-Lago this weekend, probably for Halloween. I don't know. But and yet no one holds them accountable. It's the poor that people want to mob up against. It's the minorities that people want to mob up against. The very people who are destroying America as we have come to know it in the past 50-ish years or so are the ultra high net worth that choose to forget there is humanity and choose to be selfish and hoard money. I was glad to see the Mackenzie, is it Mackenzie Scott is her name now, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. She's just gifting money to HBCUs. Spelman got a payout. Morgan State got to pay out. I mean, these are what we need billionaires to be doing, giving back. Like right now, food banks and pantries and churches, shout out to Pastor Jamal Bryant for saying bring food and not tithes into the storehouse. Okay. I don't understand what is happening. And many people, me, I am a Christian. I am a believer. Many want to say that Revelation is in play. I said Revelations is always in play. You do realize that we could still be living in the same day as far as God is concerned. Okay, the good Lord, man will never know the time of day when the Son of Man shall return. Amen. We don't know. All we know is that we down here trying to fight for our lives, fighting against someone who wants to be Hitler. Like, this is not good. This is not normal. And it's giving WTF, basically. But another thing that's going on in MAGA land, child, this weekend, I'll be glad when I get the full setup, because I would love to pull these pictures in and for you all to see what we all see. But all of us have seen it here that is probably watching this live. And you see where somebody said it best. Somebody said, I've mourned the loss of Trader Joe's discontinued products longer than Erica Kirk has mourned the loss of her husband, because it looked like her and J.D. Vance. Ooh, I want to sex you up. Yes, honey. The way she went up that man's scalp in the back of his head and hugged him, the way he draped himself around her waist. And then people talking about, Usha, you need to leave. Somebody said, Usha, you, my dear, you deserve better. No, she don't. She the one who got herself caught up in this trick bag. Okay, she exactly where she want to be. I don't know what her game is. She probably got an end game. She's very well educated. Maybe she's staying until the children get to be 18, But if I were you, I would get out. And like somebody else said, just go on and board a plane back to India, baby, and take them babies. Because I really don't get J.D. Vance angry Care Bear looking self. I don't. And like I said before, previously, he does not have he simply doesn't know who he is and has yet to find who he is. I don't know how old he is, nor do I care. One day he's a hillbilly, next day he's a good old boy living it up in the boardrooms. I mean, he just doesn't know. And maybe he got ADD too. I don't know. We were worried about the couches. Now he all up on a widow. Okay, he married. But y'all the party of family. We've been knowing they ain't the party of family. Because baby, when Newt Gingrich left his wife after she got sick with cancer, we knew. I was like, damn, even if y'all were not on good terms, hell, you couldn't even play it off a little bit? No. Mm-mm. They're the party of self. That's what they are. And people don't want to realize that. And, my friend and I were like, everybody needs to wake up and realize what's going on. I said, we've been trying to tell these people for the longest what's going on, and they choose to remain ignorant. I remember one lady, they were talking about these tariffs and how groceries were shooting up. And she told me, we just going to wait and see what he going to do. It's going to work out. No, it's not. It is not going to end well. In the end, it's going to be a crash and burn. I also got into it. Well, I wouldn't say I got into it, but I was on a post where the lady was talking about, I don't know why I can't ever remember her name, but I love to see her when she comes on because she's hella funny and she's very well versed. Rashonda Lies, or is it Rashonda Lias? Something like that. But either way, she was talking about how we should all be afraid because these people are bound and determined basically to try to stay in office because he's threatening war. I mean, on Nigeria, like, really? And I said something about, I said the Hague and the UN are probably monitoring and just keeping receipts of everything because, they gave all this money to Argentina. Now they're doing stuff in the Caribbean. It just, every day, it just gets worse and worse for the world in general. And if someone does not intervene soon, it's going to be World War III. And it's only because this mofo wants to stay in office another term. Baby, you got a colostomy bag attached to your leg because of your failing heart. You're on diuretics to try to keep you alive as long as possible, but I don't see it for you till the end of the year. If you make it past the end of the year, Diva was wrong. Okay, Diva was just wrong, but baby, you need to get I'm sure your estate plan is pretty much in place because I'm pretty sure if you have a trust, you probably are not entitled to do much with it other than appoint it to your descendants. God bless them. But either way, y'all, I just got an alert from Apple right before coming on this live, and let me see if I can find it. It was on Rolling Stone. What's the name of this article? In Jackson County, Tennessee, there is a developer who has decided that he is going to create an all-white, well, let me not say all-white, but anti-woke, a company is building communities for right-wing Christians. Some neighbors aren't happy. And you shouldn't be because this technically is illegal. And I don't know how this is even possible, but it is happening. Let's see. Am I still live? Okay, cool. Because I'm trying to get to this article. So this name is the name you need to know. It says, are you fed up with crime, corruption, and wokeness in your big blue city? Says Rich Runner CEO Jeff Abatoy, I'm not sure. Move here. Driving north on State Route 56 as you enter Jackson County, Tennessee, the road winds through lush green hills past a few homes, an abandoned auto shop, and the Country Cabin Quick Market before reaching a large billboard. Pull forward into the parking lot of Fat Boys Barbecue, spelled Barbie, -Q, where sweet vinegary clouds puff from a large smoker and you can read one side of the sign. God bless Jackson County. We're proud to call it home. The words land, liberty, and legacy frame a deer head logo above a company named Ridge Runner. On the other side, there's a different message. Small town, big heart. Here, nasty notions play no part. By the spell in Gainesboro, we're all welcome. So if you don't live in Jackson County, it says you might not recognize the contentious subtext between the two sides of the billboard. So looking at Jackson Abertoy, I can tell that he's probably a man of small stature. And I just don't understand. Josh Abertoy, Ridgewood drives me to the dirt lot at Fat Boys. It's a parable, he tells me proudly. A flashpoint that's happening in small towns across this country. He motions toward the billboard. We're proud to call it home versus come by the spell, which is the path to economic growth. Okay, he's a 38-year-old Harvard-educated lawyer. Is compact and bulky. Even before I fully read this, that's what he said. He said, there's a heavy political component to this. We don't advertise this bluntly, but maybe we should. Are you fed up with the crime, corruption, and wokeness in your state? Okay. So two of his first customers was Andrew Eisker and CJ Engel. They bought land from Ridge Runner and moved here with their families into rental homes until their land is ready to build on. Eisker, a pastor from Minnesota, co-authored a 2022 book called Christian Nationalism, a biblical guide to taking dominion in disciplined nations. Baby, ain't nothing Christian about that. Okay. Hey, Tasha. Let's see. I'm trying to see what else they have to say about this. Either way, y'all, redlining is illegal, okay? Look, that's just the bottom line. It's illegal. I don't know how they are able to get away with this, but I guess if you buy your own plot of private land and build homes on there and run them out, I don't know how this is working. I don't get the dynamic. I don't get the necessity for it. If you are a true blue Christian, you would know that this I don't know what Bible book verse you reading, but nah, player. This ain't how you do it. This ain't how you do it. But hey, get it how you live. I wonder how that Arkansas spot is working out. Y'all know them. They done moved way the hell out into nowhere. On to let's get off the political topic, but let's talk about Sister Monique, the comedian. I do not understand how many years ago did Precious come out? I don't remember. I know it's been close to 20, if not more, and she is still demanding apologies and conversations with Tyler Perry and Oprah. Now, there is a multiple school of thought in how we approach this. Jasmine Brand, one of my favorite bloggers, says Monique is once again asking for transparency, this time in front of the world. During a recent appearance on the 85 South show, the Oscar-winning actress and comedian says she still wants a public, open conversation with Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey about long-standing issues she believes affected her career. My knees don't buckle. I don't waver from what I know is right. I don't waver from the truth, Monique said. So if that has to be public, I'm okay with that. She added she's still waiting for both Perry and Winfrey to agree to the conversation. Let's have the public, open conversation. Don't run. According to Monique, the tension stems from her decision to not travel internationally to promote Precious, the 2009 film that Perry and Winfrey co-produced alongside director Lee Daniels. She has long claimed that the fallout, I told you I was sleepy, from that decision led to her being blacklisted in Hollywood. Monique also addressed the long-running narrative that she's hard to work with, saying that label originated from Tyler Perry himself. For the people that said I'm hard to work with, they're not worked with me. She explained, but when you have a man named Tyler Perry saying she's difficult to work with and you never worked with me, that cost me 12 years of my career. At this time, neither Tyler Perry nor Oprah Winfrey have publicly responded. And bet you about them dollar they want. The only thing they're going to respond to is a lawsuit. Okay? At the end of the day, I forgot exactly how the saying goes, but I see it all the time. You waiting for someone to apologize to you, or you holding a grudge against somebody who is not even thinking about you and moving on with their lives, is like basically drinking the poison you prepared for them. Okay, it's a slow, painful death that you are setting up for yourself. Sometimes we are the harbingers of our own fate. After whatever happened with Precious happened, you were not versed in the ways of how promoting a low budget, yet possibly Oscar winning, able to launch your career into the next atmosphere works. I get that. But at the end of the day, what God has for you is for you. But you also can cause it not to ever happen or come into fruition because of your own need to get a lick back, to continue to beg for apology. Forgive them, pray for them, and move on. That is the best remedy I can come up with for you, Monique. I am an admirer of your work, pre-Precious and post-Precious. I think there can be no doubt that you are not a gifted actress. And maybe you did deserve better. And maybe Oprah and Tyler did do you dirty. But maybe you did make Tyler Perry feel as though you were difficult. So that is his opinion of you. Now, I don't know in what context, in what audience this statement was made, if it was said in private and it came to light, or if he told you himself that he found you difficult. I still don't know what all happened. Regardless, let it go. Your ego is getting in the way. Your hurt is getting in the way of you moving to the next level. I suggest you let it go, Sister Monique. Everyone in due time gets their comeuppance. That's just the bottom line. Okay. Let's see what else is happening. I saw that David was back in the news. They are still investigating. They said that he had some garden tools. Now, I didn't read an article unless it completely flipped by me, but he did not. They didn't say, somebody said he had a combine or something. I'm like, goddamn. And he had farm tools that could be used to get rid of a body, an investigator said. Now, as you know, as I've told you all, the reason why he has likely not been arrested is simply because the investigation is ongoing. If he was to be arrested, that starts the clock. And if you don't have all your ducks in a row, that case could end up getting kicked, and he may never get prosecuted, and that poor child may never get justice. Now, what a child was out with a man that age is beyond me. I don't know. So just stay tuned. It's eventually going to happen. By the way, who out there is watching Reasonable Doubt on Hulu? I love that show. I love watching it, especially because it makes me want to go home to California. California will probably always be home to me, not because I grew up there or was raised there, but because California, that was some of the best years of my life. I lived a great life. It was amazing. And I loved the weather. I loved where I lived in Long Beach. It was amazing. And I'm kind of back to that now because I look at my front yard at this house I'm renting here in Henderson, and I'm like, kind of reminds me of the old spot. And so the kid's going to be all right. The kid's all right. I'm going to be fine. It's going to be great. But let me see. What else do I want to talk about? So Y'all, if y'all are not watching Reasonable Doubt, the shit is crazy. Um, so this week's episode, when I was watching it, my mouth was just open. First of all, the whole series has always been wild with plot twists, but this by far has to be the wildest. Uh, this by far has to be one of the wildest episodes. So, this former child star is on trial for allegedly murdering this white woman that he was with that was much older than him. This wardrobe assistant name, what's her name? Rachel? Was it Rachel? Wendy. Wendy. And, all these adults that have been in his life, are corrupt as hell. His parents, first of all, ain't shit. Oh my God. Who photoshops a sex tape? Okay. And then now all of a sudden y'all done got him wind up, and now y'all realize maybe he really did murder his fiance. Okay, or was it his fiance? Either way, it's all bad. Y'all done got this child caught up in the trick bag, okay? And then Bill, played by Tommy Egan, aka Joseph Sikora, um, I'm trying to figure out what his angle is with Jax and the partners. And I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. What is happening in corporate America is exactly what happened. What they're showing, it happens every day, especially to Black women in corporate America. You get someone that snakes their way in, and then they set you up, and you end up in a trick bag. Okay, by the way, y'all, that is my new favorite phrase. I don't know why. I'm revitalizing it. I'm reviving it. Don't get caught up in the trick bag. That's my new phrase. So if y'all hear me say it from time to time, that's my phrase that pays, okay? But Tommy, or Bill, you have a Black, soon-to-be ex-wife. You are making whoopee with another Black professional woman. You work with a Black professional woman, and yet and still you're allowing the partners to be all up in your grill because you want to be partner. But now is it even really worth it because your wife has filed for divorce from you? It don't make any sense. So what's the end game? What y'all think is the end game for him? And then, well, that's good. And then on top of that, you got Jack's family. Hell, we thought Ozzy's family was dysfunctional. Jack's family is dysfunctional. I forgot what her name is. She's so pretty. But, God, what is her name? She played... God, I can't remember her name. But either way, she's on there. She's Jack's sister that she didn't know about. Her mama recovering from cancer surgery. And, all this is coming out. Then Ozzy show up. Then Ozzy tried to steal drugs out of the bathroom. And at least he confessed his sins about it. The little Asian boy running around here sleeping with somebody that's probably the one who actually killed Wendy. I think his sister did it. I mean, because if her and her mom are cold-blooded enough to conspire to beat up a dude that was trying to get a book deal, and then she's stealing pages out of his journal. I don't know. I don't know who killed Wendy. All we know, Wendy suffered from blunt force trauma to the head, and it looks like she got shot and got afterwards. I mean, Wendy got caught up in the trick bag. Okay, that's all I can say. But his parents ain't shit. That's all I know. I'm like, I see now why children decide to leave their parents. Like, what's his name? Gary Coleman. How his parents did him. What else is going on? Let's see. There was something else. Okay, y'all. I really have to get my equipment together. So over the weekend, right before Halloween, so many hearts were won over by this fine brother down in Alabama, honey, Birmingham. His name is Chief Michael Pickett. Baby, that brother is fine, okay? And yeah, uh, y'all go look him up for yourself. His name is Chief Michael Pickett. He was the interim chief until recent. We don't know if he married or what because that's not public information. But what we do know is he graduated from Miles College, and he is what? First fam. All right, ski fine. Okay, you all know. Okay. Anyway, child, this brother is fine. Go look him up. I was like, can you just take me into custody like right now? Like, I'll go willingly. I ain't even done nothing wrong. You need me to just steal a stick of gum from Walmart or Walgreens. Speaking of which, I'm gonna get off that subject because y'all know I'm booed up and I can't be talking about these men. Like the child go look at him, no. But if you want to come take me into custody, you know, let me know, Officer Pickett, Chief Pickett. Okay. But no, he is really doing a great job. And the first thought of me, especially by him being black, I'm like, Lord, please don't let him get caught up in the trick bag. Because you know how they do us when we fuck up. Okay. We fall down, but we get up. But speaking of which, y'all, so Friday, I told y'all I wasn't feeling well, and I kept feeling this headache trying to come on, right? So I get in my car. I could have walked, but I wasn't dressed appropriately to go walking that Friday. I did not wear a Halloween costume because, quite frankly, I really don't do Halloween, not because I'm one of these religious zealots. I just don't get into it like that. Although next year, my goal is to have my body fine enough to get into an X-Men's outfit, and I will be Storm. I will be Storm. Text with this person named AJ at the LVAC, the Las Vegas Athletic Club, around the corner from me. So I'm probably gonna end up going there and getting fined, okay? Because I need to. I can't be this big. No. We can't be this big. But I went to Walgreens and I did not realize how slowly but surely product after product is being locked in and you can't get it. And then you have to wait or you have to go walk around, waste your time looking for someone. Listen, I get it. Theft is probably going to get higher than what y'all anticipate. It's going to be at an all-time low. See, y'all said the pseudometrophin or whatever it is. Y'all know I can't pronounce all those words, but the stuff that was in cough medicines that you put behind the counter where I have to get it from the pharmacist was a problem. Now y'all saying name brands are a problem. At least when you go to CVS, you press a button, at least you can stand there and hope that somebody doesn't ignore the buzzer like they do at Walmart. But companies really need to figure out some shit. Y'all really need to figure out some stuff because there are people like me who are true consumers that believe in thou shalt not steal. Okay. And y'all I got to stand there and I asked the guy, I said, why, is Excedrin migraine locked up? Jesus. Oh, because it's a brand name. So I'm thinking this trip to the store is only going to be about 10 minutes at the most because it's literally 2 blocks away. But I know with me walking down there in a wool blazer, that just wasn't going to be my jam. Okay. But I got to stand here and wait 15, 20 minutes for somebody to come. And I don't want to go anywhere else because I really don't know where the next closest CVS is, and I prefer CVS. And let me tell you something else. I ended up having to get a different bottle of pain pills because for some reason, my FSA card in Walgreens does not allow me to purchase the bottle of 100 Excedrin migraine. I've never had that happen at CVS. I said, next time we're just going to go to CVS, Lord. But y'all really need to figure out something else to do because either you got liability insurance, you have, some if it's that bad, just put the little sticker on it. You ain't gotta chase nobody outside. You can just do like all of the stores in the hood do. Put a picture up and say this person can't shop here no more. I mean, one and done. Do something, because Walmart, I'm sick of it. Y'all almost gonna make me break my fast with Target. As far as I remember, Target wasn't locking up shit like that. I didn't have to go hunt nobody down looking for it. Oh, excuse me. Uh, But anyway, oh y'all, I'm sorry drinking like that, but I don't know why. It's like this little tickle in my throat. And it started yesterday, and I don't know what that's about. Let's see. I guess everybody's Halloween was pretty good. Um, oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. So, Julia Fox, if you don't remember that name, she was the concubine for Kanye, or the rebound chick after him and KK split. Okay. Excuse me, I try not to say her name at all because, quite frankly, anyway, for her Halloween costume, y'all, why she dress up? Now, it's not bad that you dress up as uh, Jackie Kennedy. Who would not want to aspire for the elegance and Chanel suits that Miss Jackie wore? But the fact that your ass sat up here and wore an outfit and then had fake blood put on it to be Assassination Day, Jackie Kennedy, you ain't shit. So Jackie Kennedy's nephew, Jack Schlossberg, slams her for the costume as desperate and disgusting, and that's exactly what it is. It was attention seeking. Um, I told people, I said, y'all know she not wrapped too tight. She don't know how to read a room. She's lost. So I wouldn't even like allow that to phase you. Okay. Um, let's see what else happened. There was some other stuff that happened. Lending Tree CEO and dad of three's body was found on the family farm thanks to their dog, the 911 call reveals. As y'all know, he got into a serious ATV accident. And, prayers up for him and his family. What else is going on? Oh, out here in Las Vegas in local news, it's not funny either. I'm just like, nothing that happens out here really surprises me because number one, it's the desert. So of course, child, these people. The federal investigation into who dumped more than 300 pounds of human remains in the desert outside of Las Vegas continues. A funeral home recovers 300 plus pounds of human remains outside of Las Vegas. Now, many of you probably have never driven this desolate stretch of highway between the north and south, right? Uh, so let's see. The federal investigation into who dumped more than 300 pounds of human remains, this is according to News Channel 8 here in, what is it called? KLAS, K-L-A-S, here in Las Vegas. They first reported of more than 100 pounds of cremated remains in August. The person who found the ashes later contacted 8 News Now and said he stumbled on the piles on July 28th in a desert area outside of Searchlight. Searchlight is a rural community about an hour south of Las Vegas Valley off US 95. In August, a Bureau of Land Management official confirmed the piles were human remains, and the department was actively investigating. Okay. Let's see. Each PAL represents a person who lived in the Southern Nevada community. The PALs are likely to work of a commercial funeral home business, several sources confirm. Dalu and other Palm employees moved each PAL into a bag and into an individual urn during the recovery effort on Wednesday. There is no law in Nevada barring a person from scattering ashes on public land. State law requires funeral operators to preserve the dignity of any remains in their care. BLM, Bureau of Land Management policy, allows for a person to scatter cremated remains. However, the policy limits commercial distribution of cremated remains. A mass dumping site like this likely violates law. So they still don't know who has done it, but I'm sorry. This is just about as bad as the people who are out here telling folk that they loved ones have been cremated and put into disc and charms and stuff, and come to find out they didn't just put bodies together in a crematorium and stack bodies and just gave you whomever came out. Okay. It just don't make any sense, and I hope that they are able to find out who did that. Okay, but anyways, I'm going to log off now. Oh, one more thing. Some of y'all leave Winnie Harlow. What's her name? Winnie Harlow. Yeah, leave Winnie Harlow alone. You know, the supermodel with the vitiligo that really made her who she is as a model. She did Whitney Houston. I don't remember what award show it was, but that was the night that Whitney came out there and felt good, but looked like drugs were getting to her. But we all know that Whitney was not perfect, but we all love her. But Whitney was paying tribute to her, like she had all the mannerisms down and everything, and people were really mad about that. And I'm like, what is there to be mad about? That's what happened. It's not like it's some shit she made up. I did like the one costume though, that a couple dressed up as Whitney and Bobby when they were in the eyeglass or the sunglass hut, whatever it was. They were in. I was like, okay, so there's always something to complain about, but did she nail it? She did. But anyways, I think I'm gonna cut it here. I'm surprised. Maybe if I do it on my phone, maybe it'll get more people. That's so weird because when I do it from my laptop, I don't know what that's about. But anyways, if you catch this on playback, way back, be sure to subscribe if it's your first time here. I've been Miss Sophia the Diva, and remember, don't get caught up in a trick bag. Good night.